I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panels, competency, and intelligence is an important thing to have in the real world, important thing to have in the society. And primary or the middle school is the first stage of the learner, an important stage, so that we need a more good strategy to make the children get their best education. Why that? It's because when a children get grouped by their age, it would make a huge difference on the student. Yet it's because every student is different. They having their own interests, and mostly they have their own capacity. There would be no dominant one, and there would be no exclusive student. Sadly, there's a many children out there in the reality that get bullied because they seen as the dumb kid or as the useless one. This is would be harmful and make a lot loss for the student, for the teachers, and for the school too. There's two things that I would like to characterize as the proposition. Firstly, that when we talk, we're gonna group up these children by their competency, by their capacity, by their intelligence. Is that we want to help those students to get more suitable method. There would be no discrimination. The children would have a low level of understanding, will not be excluded or ignored. This is just an effort from the government to make the student more feel accepted in their school and by their friends. Let me take 10 years old kid that's sitting in the classroom by themselves without friends, not really understanding the lecture, or even get more attention from his teacher by his condition. It's not his fault, ladies and gentlemen. He is a kid, and a kid needs to be helped. A kid needs to be lead. He's not same like other students. Maybe he's not the fastest in their sport class, or he is not the smartest in the math class, but it's okay, and he should feel like it's okay. He should feel fine. He should feel okay with themselves. The second one is there is a mindset that the society have. If the child has not been able to keep up with the level of his friends, then it's okay. Just let it be, because the child only needs to go to the class. They just need to follow the lecture. They just need to following the age standard in the society, when in fact he is not at the level. They would assume as the weird one, as the failed one, and it was give them a pressure. It will make them feel bad. And then there's children who have the ability to think faster than the other student, and they're always asked by their teacher to be a mentors for their classmates. Indeed, when they would have time to develop themselves. We live in a country in which the education curriculum is based on age. The class is heterogeneous. They were all same. We must acknowledge that children competence and intelligence growth are not the same, resulting in some students as fast learners while the others are significantly lacking in comprehending the lesson. The result is clear. Most underperformed students are frustrated to keep up with learning phase of those students who are fast, while the fast learners should bear themselves for following the curriculum. True, it creates unfairness in class. Moreover, primary education can be said as the golden stage. Like I said before, the children can maximize their potential in this stage. If the treatment given in this stage is proper, children can grow their potential up to the limit. It is why, as the proposition team, this helps abolish primary and middle school years that group children based on their age, and instead group them by their competency and their intelligence. Before moving on to my argument, I want to give a clear mechanism. We'll do evaluation tests for these kids who are going to pursue their primary education based on the curriculum on the country. Second, we're going also do evaluation for the teachers, so we can accommodate all classes with qualified teacher. We want to make sure that education happens fairly in all levels. Well, partners, you're gonna hear two arguments from me as the proposition today. The first, to improving and make more opportunities for the children, and the second one is practically what ways to teach the children. I'll explain it why one starting from my first argument, which is to improving the children's skill. What is the meaning from improving? Well, panels, the improving that we mean is when the children get more chance to growing up with their same level friends. There's two levels of student that I mentioned in this context. The first one is the fast learner, and the second one is the slow learner. We're not saying that the slow slow learner student is dumb or being the obstacle for the fast learner student. Well, what we mean by same level is they have the same learning speed, so they can help each other, they can push each other because they understand each other better. Then by having friends that have the same mindset, have the same goal, they would be more ready to being competitive in the real world. Well, in the reality, many students that having more capacity can improving their skill or improving their studies because they need to fit in with the same method with the slow learner one. Well, let's take the taekwondo class as the example. In that class, they get separated by their belt position. It would be more easier for them because they would be grouped by their skill. It will give the good impact for them, which is for the teacher or for the mentor will not having difficult time of teaching because all the student in the class will have the same level of intelligence, and then this will be beneficial for the fast learner student because they will develop themselves more easily. And finally, it will give a benefit to the slow learner because they will not be forced or get pressured by any people. Then move on to my second argument, which is that this is practically being the right ways to teach the children. Well, but it's like I said before, when the class would be grouped into a certain level, the teacher who will teach is of course have a different method that will be taught will also different. For example, there's a class A and class B where the teaching method that will be delivered is different. The speed of the teaching is also be different. In these classes, there will also be no dominated by other students. There will be no accesses children. There will be no significant difference, so that all the lesson and information that students receive will also be different. It will be more useful and will teach more many things that like healthy competition and no discrimination. For example, there's a girl named Ayu who is good at mathematics. He is talented in mathematics, and there is also Surya is the same age as Ayu, but she is not smart as Ayu, so he needs a different care or a different treatment or a different method that he should receive than from Ayu. Everything will be fine. Everything will be under good control. So that purpose this motion. Thank you.